Well, hello to you and thank you for joining us on the noon show. I'm Jurnee Taylor here with meteorologist Tracy Bean. And Tracy, if they could just look at that picture, you would think it was the most beautiful day ever.
Yes.
But it is a hot one.
It is a hot one.
Okay.
And one thing I want to notice with that picture as well, you can see how the tops are just a little bit high. You can see those clouds are a little bit taller.
Yeah.
Well, that is a bit of instability. So you can see the atmosphere is already starting to kind of change and transition a little bit. But we had 100 degrees yesterday. We've got potentially 100 degrees today. So we're starting to see some changes in our weather pattern, and it's going to be for the good, but we're going to have to deal with some hot temperatures and a little rain, unfortunately. But 96 in Central Arkansas right now, feeling like 101, and that seems to be the case across most of the state. Looking at your day, again, we're looking for that high right around 100 at 3 p.m. this afternoon. Heat index value of right around 104. But even at 8 p.m. tonight, still 90 degrees, feeling probably a couple of degrees warmer than that. But look at these changes that are headed our way. By Friday, looking at 93, 90s by the weekend, and by Monday, we're back in the 80s once again. But like I said, we're going to have to go through a few changes and some rain showers, but we're going to talk more about that coming up in my forecast.
All right, Tracy, thank you. Well, turning now to a check on traffic. Right now, no major accidents to report over the metro area. This is a live look at the downtown area. As you can see, things are all clear, moving along just fine. Just remember, you want to always take it slow. In a THV 11 update, the man you see on your screen is in police custody connected to a Saturday morning shooting in Little Rock. Just hours ago, LRPD confirmed they arrested Johnny Bailey III. This comes just days after Jeremy Hicks was shot and killed over the weekend. Bailey is being held on a count of capital murder. In just a few hours, multiple people will appear in federal court in connection to several break-ins at pharmacies. 18 people from Texas are all accused of taking over $1.5 million in narcotics from 20 different pharmacies in Arkansas. Later this afternoon, all of them will stand before multiple law enforcement agencies, marking the start of their criminal trial. There will be Arkansas representation there, and our team is working to find out more details. And of course, we'll provide you those updates on air and online at thv11.com. And other major developments in Arkansas, a man is facing new charges related to a decades-long cold case near Seattle. We've learned DNA evidence obtained at the crime scene in 1980 led to the arrest of Kenneth Condert. He is now being held in connection to the murder of Dorothy Cecil. Now let's briefly walk you through this. In an autopsy report, it was revealed Cecil was strangled to death. Condert had already been linked to the case before, but refused to submit a DNA test. It wasn't until earlier this year when police found a cigarette butt, tested it, and confirmed Condert's involvement. Today, he is charged with first-degree murder with a $3 million bond. In Hot Springs, some elderly people are scrambling to figure out their next steps after finding out a popular senior citizen center could be closed. The McCauley Senior Center has spent over 30 years providing free food and support to the elderly. But in a recent announcement, CHI St. Vincent says they're ending their contract with the facility. Our team learned that it's due to financial reasons, and if a new partner isn't found soon, the center is at risk.
This facility, plus the one downtown, served a huge number of seniors, and to consolidate that to one building just in the Hot Springs area, I think would be a disservice to the seniors of Garland County.
Discussions have already started over where to put a new facility and how to fund it. We're turning now to Little Rock, where thousands of dollars is being donated to the school for blind and visually impaired. Eye doctors statewide gathered in the capital city to give $31,000 to the school. That money coming from sales made on solar eclipse glasses. And doctors are thanking all of you who played a part in giving your hard-earned cash.
So different people would make different contributions. Some people might contribute $1 or $2 a pair. But Lydia, do you think we did?
I think it was over 7,000 pairs.
7,000 pairs.
Yeah.
The fundraiser featured 37 members representing 17 clinics, one which involved nearly all eye doctors across the state. Having Happening at this very moment, leaders in Little Rock are providing more details on the plan to raise the sales tax. The proposal is already on track to be on the November ballot, and we're working on getting details from the press conference, and we'll have them for you tonight at 5 and 6. Well, several in Pine Bluff are pushing back against gun violence by raising awareness on the lives already lost. Yesterday, members of the community gathered at the Elm Grove Baptist Church. There, a light was shined on the 15 people that lost their lives this year alone. The group spent time praying with another and touching on ways to stop the violence.
It really starts at the home. The parents need to be more aware of what their children are doing.
What you do in your spare time, a lot of people end up losing their life doing stuff that they shouldn't be doing.
Pastors in the city are implementing mentorship programs and working in schools. They're also going as far as to work with Pine Bluff Police on ways to get guns off the street. And today, a Pine Bluff officer is alive after a life-threatening crash with the school bus. And that's partially thanks to the heroic actions of the person driving the bus. Pine Bluff Police previously told us one of their officers crashed into the back of the bus on Monday, and our team learned the driver of the bus wasted no time jumping into action. Carl Smith says he first tried to pull the officer out of the destroyed car, but when a fire got bigger after the crash, he had no choice but to lean on natural instinct.
Now the flames growing, so guess my mind, hey, we got to put these flames out. That's the threat right there, so you take away the threat. So I go to the bus, run to the bus and get the fire extinguisher.
Well, after that, Smith says he put out the fire, waiting for authorities to arrive, and then he left. It wasn't until later when Pine Bluff Police realized he played a major role in saving the officer's life. The Arkansas Republican Party is at a crossroads as a new lawsuit splits them down the middle over the decision to allow closed primaries. Delegates at the state Republican Party convention previously voted to only allow people registered as Republicans to vote in their primary election. Now, that decision was shortly blocked by the party's executive committee, claiming the delegates failed to go through proper channels. Now, in the lawsuit, around 24 delegates are asking a federal judge to force the state to hold closed primary elections. And right now, Arkansas voters are not required to choose a party when they register. Secretary of State John Thurston says he is reviewing the lawsuit and did not provide further comment. Meanwhile, new legal challenges are ahead for the top of the Republican ticket. Former President Donald Trump is facing another indictment regarding the 2020 election. Skylar Henry shares the revised charges and how Trump is responding.
Less than 10 weeks before Election Day, former President Donald Trump faces a revised federal indictment, charging he engaged in a conspiracy to hold on to power and to overturn the results of the 2020 election. Special counsel Jack Smith filed the slimmed-down indictment to comply with the Supreme Court's July ruling that presidents have broad immunity for official acts. The new indictment removes the previous allegations concerning Trump's attempts to pressure the Justice Department into supporting his false claims that the election was rigged.
Now, the allegations relate solely to the actions former President Trump took as a candidate, in other words, in his personal capacity.
Trump has long claimed he did nothing wrong.
This is a persecution of a political opponent.
In social media posts, the former president responded to the revised indictment, accusing Smith of attempting to interfere with the November election. A day after the indictment comes never-before-released documentary footage from January 6th and the days after.
We're calling the National Guard now.
Some was recorded as then House Speaker Nancy Pelosi was being evacuated from the Capitol. The footage was turned over to Congress by HBO and obtained by CBS News. It also includes Pelosi calling Trump a domestic enemy in the White House during a meeting with her staff. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Washington.
Students at the University of Arkansas are struggling to find space. After the break, hear from them as parking has become an issue amid high enrollment.
Well, football's on the mind of many Arkansans. When we come back, we're going to talk about that forecast and the chance for a little rainfall headed our way.